Welcome to Salt of the Earth Farm Stories, where the heart of farming comes alive.
When COVID happened, and all the people in the city were like, oh no, we have to shut our shops for, coffees and stuff. We haven't got any customers. I'm like, yep, welcome to a drought in the country. That's what the country is like when there's no water, like there's no income, there's no food for sheep as well to eat.
This is part B with Sam Davies. And if you haven't listened to part A yet, I'd suggest going back an episode first. It's a ripper. Sam has already taken us from the territory to hay, through School of the Air, cotton farming and station life. But beyond all of that, Sam is one of those rare people who carries real kindness with her. Warm, thoughtful and deeply genuine in the way she connects with others. In this episode, we step into another huge part of who she is, her work with Petaurus Education Group. Sam plays a big role here. It's a hands-on role in educating students about environmental messages, biodiversity, and so much more, right across New South Wales. It's immersive learning. Kids getting out there in their own backyard, blowing their minds simply by being there, seeing it and feeling it. She talks about her deep pull towards wetlands and waterways, the strength and resilience of country communities, and how even one small effort can change a student's life for the better. Sam says you've got to have heart to be a teacher, and her passion, intent, and impact speak for themselves. She also shares a very personal family story and an incredible achievement she reached in Parliament before she was even 10 years old. This is part B with Sam Davies. Sam with the hat from hay. Let's go. But Sam, your main job is working for a fantastic organisation, Petaurus. And Petaurus is an organisation delivering education about natural environment, biodiversity conservation, threatened wildlife, water quality, and so much more. And you play a big role. Tell me about that and how did you get involved with Petaurus?
Yeah, so I'm an education project officer with Petaurus, which is really cool. So I can use my teaching degree to work for this charity. I became involved because I was moving between jobs. I was at School of the Air in Hay, had been for a while, and was looking to sort of downsize my job a little bit, or my working life, because I had my brand new daughter and I've had the farm, and my father-in-law was sick at the time too, so just looking at what life was and things. And then I met Owen Dunlop, who is on our board, and he just happened to mention at this particular event that was happening in Hay for Petaurus, where they were opening, I think it was a book, and I went along and they were doing things in the community. And Owen just mentioned, oh, do you know anyone that might be interested in some casual work? And I'm like, oh yes, I think I've got a friend. Yes, I definitely have a friend that might be interested. Can you give me a few more details? And then I ended up telling him that friend was actually me, and I'd like a job.
Well, I've heard about that time, and for our listeners too, I have to say I am a proud board member of this organisation. It's people like you that make this organisation the way it is. So tell me about your day-to-day work with Petaurus.
Yeah, so day-to-day I work from home. I have a little office space there, which is really handy, and I'll be ringing schools, talking to them about some events we can provide for them, depending on the project stream it is. All the things that we provide for schools are free for schools because we're funded, we're able to give them that funding, which is really helpful for them because of cost cutting in the department. So excursions and field days and even incursions where we're in school, I can offer those. So I offer projects across the state, so all through New South Wales. Some are more based regionally, like in the Riverina area, so I'll work with some groups of Aboriginal students and do like podcasts and excursions and things like that with them, which is really fun and empowering too. We've done some amazing work with those kids, like just amazing stuff, like where we've actually flown the flag for the first time in schools, like the Aboriginal flag. And
actually, Sam, I was with you.
Yes, you were. You were. Yes, you were. And like it just brought tears to the eyes of the teachers, but the kids felt so proud. And I know they still talk about this event that we did and how much meaning it made for them, because it wasn't just about the flag, but it was about their pride and themselves getting to know who they are within themselves. It was just giving them an outlet to be able to explore some different concepts. Basically, it was just to introduce learning outcomes through literacy to make a podcast, but using something that like a skill or something that they know about that is like the basis for the podcast. And so they were kind of empowered through that. But yeah, so that kind of thing. Or I would call schools about the Biodiversity Conservation Trust Conservation Champions Program, which is all about environment and biodiversity and conservation, the importance of that. And we'll be talking to schools, email, calls, mostly phone calls because I love to talk. So I'm calling them and organising some events, which is great. And yeah, so it's fun.
And there's lots of travel, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of travel. From Hay, I love to travel the western area, so up through Broken Hill, Wilcannia, to Burke, and down through the Murray region as well. I mostly kind of stay to that sort of area. I think I feel more comfortable there. We've got some other people who work and live on the coast, and that's their realm, and I'm happy for them to sort of, well, I'm not their leader, but, you know, they're in charge of the coast, and I'm happy to be in charge of the dusty west. So
You do it so well.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids you're working with, they're off big stations too, aren't they?
Yeah, big stations and small towns that don't normally get opportunities. Recently, my mate and co-worker Talia and I were up in Wilcannia, and you know, giving those kids up there some opportunities that I think they do get a fair bit through there, because it's sort of a town that lots of people like to go to for their own self importance. But we were able to give the kids something that they actually felt was needed in their school around biodiversity, that they actually took on the program that we use and hired a biodiversity box from me and continued our program and built it within their own. And stuff that came out of that, the teacher was sending me these photos of what the kids made with their own little dioramas and stuff for local knowledge. Like, it's just so good. Yeah.
And Sam, I've always said you have a special way, and all our staff at Petaurus do, have a special way of delivering these messages to the kids. And I've said it before, I just love the way the kids, like, they don't think they're learning. If you told them we're going to go out and learn a whole stack today, I probably don't want to go. That they come away and they're learning without realising it and having so much fun, because it's hands-on. And I see them down on the edge of the river with you doing water bug testing and realising, oh my God, in this little tray, there's all these little bits of life in this little bit of water.
Yeah.
And they get so much out of it. And then they take these messages home to their parents, which they're educating their parents as well. And this is all while they don't think they're learning, but they are. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
What makes that special for you?
Well, it's just seeing them light up and doing something different, absolutely, like you said, like hands-on out there in their local environment. They're getting to know even this small patch of their school that they didn't realise the biodiversity was so great. They're like, wow, you've just opened my mind. I don't see that garden as ugly anymore. It is just the most amazing place. And I've had some students who, with another project, they're like, I never knew that there was any other birds except for magpies. And now we're out at a wetland and there's 60 magpie geese going over the top, and now there's teal ducks, and there's all, like, just blowing their mind just by being immersed in an area on the ground in a local place that they may or may not know exists as well. But it's the hands-on element, and I think it's all about like being immersed in their own area that they are proud of too. So it's cool.
As you said, this is rewarding for you, but I guess you're learning from the kids every day as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like when we're going out doing bush treasure hunts and stuff like that, they're finding stuff like this, look at this. And like this one day, they thought they planted this particular skeleton in at this school for their treasure hunt, but literally this kid said, they've found this blue-tongued lizard skeleton. Did I put it there? I said, no, that's how cool is that? What do you think happened? Why did this thing die? And they're having all these theories about what happened. And so I'm definitely learning from the kids. They can teach me a lot about their areas because obviously I'm from the Hay Plains. So I'll have some knowledge of their area to do with the birds and some of the plants and stuff too. Like I'll always get, if I'm going to a classroom, I'll always get some samples from the sides of the road. So I'm going along and get some native, acacias and stuff like that to show them, because they'll probably be driving past in a bus or something and not even know what they're looking at. So I inform them about what they're seeing, and now they're like, oh my goodness. So, but then they're doing it back to me saying, I've got this here, or I've got that there. And yeah, so they're definitely teaching me.
You could be teaching them too about endangered species, whether it be an animal or a plant, or perhaps pest species, whether it be weeds or feral animals. A lot of cultural education as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I really try and look to the local knowledge holders of the language groups in the different areas to help bring their knowledge to that place. I think it's really important that we have those people alongside us and teaching the students, because it's such an important part of the education as a whole. And I always value the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander perspectives in all of my lessons.
And tell me about some of these locations you get to with the group of students. Is there a favourite one, such as down on the edge of the river or out in a paddock somewhere?
I think the wetlands are pretty cool. So the wetlands are amazing because you can be like in the hay plains, like at Gaini.
Oh, Gaini is amazing. It's my
Yeah.
favourite place to take a camera.
Yeah, or have you been to Five Bow Wetlands at Leeton? It's a Ramsar site there too, and the abundance of wildlife there is just phenomenal. And so taking kids to wetlands where they first didn't know it existed, like Leeton, it's just a couple of k's out of the CBD, or Gaini, which is, a little bit further out, and that word meaning water in the Narranaga language. But like seeing them come alive with a wow, like wow moments of like what's out there, and this is in their backyard and I never knew, is just, an amazing thing. And I think because you're always drawn to the water as well, I think as a human, it's sort of like a nice calm place to be. So they just have a bit of a connection already without even knowing it. And then, being down there, it's just, really beautiful spot for viewing animals, plants, collecting samples. I've actually just done some work with a wetlands group down through Barham Way and teaching. I'm going to teach kids about doing some transect lines through waterways. So looking at the different plants and different levels of water and up onto the edges and stuff. So you can really dive in deep, I guess, but you can with the water and the learning there, because I guess water makes our world work. So water's the thing.
Absolutely. And some of these wetlands you go to as well, they're really special because they're breeding up some endangered species such as the Australasian bittern. I'm thinking over at Gaini. And these are really important places, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. So conservation in these places is really important to teach, and sustainability sort of outcomes as well. So it's just not about learning about what the bird is, but why it's important and how it has a relationship to the land and how they go hand in hand. The balance is really important. So teach the students just to look after the nature, and the smallest things they can do all help. So having that awareness, and because they are the custodians of our land in the future. So it's sort of, we're giving them the empowerment and the tools and knowledge to carry that forward.
Is there a funny moment of one of the kids that have come in from a station and had a day with you that you remember?
Well, no, but when I was out of my station actually with a lady from the LLS, because we're doing a work with the black falcon at my place at the moment too. So we've got some artificial nests and things like that. And we were looking at different nests around where we were going to put these nests. And she's like, oh, look at that big wedge-tailed eagle nest. You know, had a look at it. We found this massive feather on the ground. Anyway, so now I take that into schools with me, and I'll have a student stand up and put their arm out, and I'll be like, okay, put your right arm out. It's a right-handed feather. And like, okay, what kind of bird has this feather? And they're looking at this feather that's as long as their arm, going, whoa, what is that like? And some of them go, is it a crow? Like they have no idea. So then forwarding on their knowledge about, hey, this is a wedge-tailed eagle they're found across Australia. Just, that sort of blows their mind. But then also they take that knowledge away with them, and now they're into feathers, like, looking at what the bird is. And so it's just sort of like a snowball effect. Yeah, I think the wedge-tailed eagle feather is the kicker for the kids. They love it.
Fantastic. Do you see echoes of School of the Air in this role?
I guess, yes, with working with small communities and bush kids, where I sort of am targeting schools, definitely. And we do work with the School of the Air and the distance education schools across New South Wales as well, like here and there when they have mini schools, or I know some of my colleagues have had lessons online with them, which they found quite daunting, and that's kind of thing, which is, it is tricky to do a lesson online. So definitely elements, but definitely not as well, because you're on the ground with the kids, and they've all got slutty noses and they've all got germs and, that kind of thing, which is definitely not what School of the Air is. It's quite more of a sterile sort of place. You're in an office, So it's nice to be out there with the kids.
And Petaurus runs education programs right across New South Wales, or mainly New South Wales, but into other states a little bit too. Tell me about the team.
Oh, we have a great team. We're all on the same pathway, like loving the environment, loving education. We're really lucky everyone gets along and is all about the same sort of, I guess, goal as well. But we're also lucky with Tony, our boss, is really supportive. Like, I think I've been an executive in schools, and having a good boss and good leaders really helps to build the team, and you need strong leadership there. And then as well, it filters down through into the people who are working with you alongside you every day. So it's really important that we have that. And the board as well are so supportive. And like, I'm really lucky with Petaurus. I work from home. I work in my property. If I can't go to work today because I have to go mustering, it's fine. Like, it's super flexible for my life. So I'm really lucky I can fit in around what I want to do. And I guess that was Owen and Adrian's vision in the beginning. So it's still healthy and alive and well today.
And now also a shout out to Tony, as you said, our executive officer. She is amazing.
Yes, yep, definitely. She's really knowledgeable about Petaurus and its values and things like that. And well, Tony is really good at working with the team. So everyone has their own areas they're working on, and she's always checking in with people, and she's a big talker too. So it's good. She's really, really supportive.
And you mentioned Owen, that's Owen Dunlop, and Adrian Wells. Adrian's our chairman. These two people are so passionate, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. They're so passionate about Petaurus Education Group, but then just the environment and education in general. It's definitely a legacy to them, how well this has Petaurus has been able to give the messages across New South Wales to like more than 20,000 students. Like, it's unbelievable what their reach has been. I'm sure if they
that's
could.
in a year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'm sure if they could, they would take over Australia. Like, they would want to conquer that.
Yeah. So, Sam, what has the land taught you about people?
Yeah, so the land has taught me that people in a community can do a lot of things together. I think community is the most important thing. So whether it's through needing to be resilient or working as a team or, whatever it might be, I think people are tougher. People are able to pull together as a community for something together. I know, I guess I come from that perspective because in Hay, we're a really small community. We're at 2,500 people, but if there's someone who's got hardship in town, out on the land, like, we raise so much money in our town to be able to get people the medication, get them to a place they need to go for their treatment, whatever it might be. There's huge fundraisers all the time, and they're so resilient, so giving. Yeah, so I think that people are on the land. The land's taught me that people are really giving. Absolutely. I think that they definitely hold up their fair share and a bit more for the population.
And Sam, what has teaching taught you about resilience?
I guess being a teacher, you have to work with the students that you have in front of you in your classroom or whatever that classroom might look like. It's about making sure the student is you're able to meet their needs as a teacher so the student can have and reach its potential, or at least potential within that lesson, not potential as in their whole life, but more just within themselves. So it might be one small effort, but you're turning up every day to try and help that child, and it's amazing feeling when you actually teach a child to read. I don't know, it's just a big heart job. You've got to have heart in teaching, otherwise you're just not doing it right.
That's really powerful, Sam, what you just said.
Really?
That means a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to teach at the university up in Southern Cross. Between when I went from School of the Air in Catherine and Hay, I was helping out because I used to work at the uni when I was at uni too. So I had a few connections, but I was teaching these first years about teaching what it meant for whatever their course was asking. And some of them wanted to be there just for the money and the holidays and stuff. And I became so jaded by their inability to see the kids that I literally did not want to be a teacher anymore. I was going to be doing something else. This was not for me, because these people are going to this role not with the same intent that I hold for it, to help and to be around people and to help each other. And so, yeah, I almost quit teaching.
But that's built your resilience, hasn't it? Now?
Oh, I guess it has. Yeah. I mean, I still remember some of those, what they look like, some of those people and stuff. Like I can see them and I'm just looking at these people going, what are you doing in this job? I think that they actually quit. Like they didn't actually go through the course, but.
What do you want people to understand more about rural life? Is there one thing in particular?
Well, you know, when COVID happened, and all the people in the city were like, oh no, we have to shut our shops for, you know, coffees and stuff. We haven't got any customers. I'm like, yep, welcome to a drought in the country.
Yeah.
That's what the country is like when there's no water, like there's no income, there's no food for sheep as well to eat. So you're having to have so much more resilience. So for the people who are from the towns and stuff who have that all the time, yeah, COVID's like, it's a drought.
Far out. No one's explained it to me that way. You're so right.
Yeah, it's exactly what it felt like.
All right, Sam, we're up to the fun part.
Okay.
These are the off-the-wall questions.
Right.
These can be quick, quirky,
Okay.
answer as many as you like.
Sure.
If the land in the hay plains could talk, what would it say about humans?
It would say, why are you putting that tree there? Because the tree, it's a treeless plains, okay? Do not plant the tree, it will die. My mother-in-law is a massive gardener and always planting trees everywhere. And yeah, like she loves them and we do get the right sorts of trees, but they're not from there. So it would say, don't plant any more trees.
Horseback or truck?
Oh, definitely truck. Yeah, horse is too slow.
We learnt that you don't really love tractors.
Yes.
Now, what's harder, teaching kids online or teaching sheep to behave?
Oh, well, I mean, definitely the kids.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, sheep, like, you know, it's frustrating, but you'll get through it and you'll see your satisfaction at the end of the day when they are actually in the yards.
Yeah.
But children, you got to go back every single day for a whole year. Like, it's the same thing, depending.
If you had to describe hay in one word, what is it?
It's just funny because we have this competition in hay every year about one word to describe hay. I think hay is extraordinary. Yeah, it's extraordinary.
That'll do. What sound instantly makes you feel like home?
Peace and quiet, the nothing, the birds, the sounds of the leaves in the trees, our little trees, our little boree trees that are meant to be there. Yeah, it's the birds. It's the sound of the whistling kite. It's the sound of the owls in the evening. Yeah.
And what's something people would never guess about you, Sam?
I've been pondering this question. I did see this question. So they would never guess, and I haven't talked about this. In my family, I have two brothers. One brother is 5 years younger than me, and he's an engineer up near Lismore. My other brother is 2 years younger than me. He's actually disabled, like severely disabled, and he's actually passed away now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, a few years ago. But when I was little and he was little, I was probably 8, 9 or 10. He lived in a home, so down near Katoomba Way, because we lived on a farm when I was a kid. So my parents couldn't handle a child who literally was in a wheelchair, couldn't talk, couldn't walk, couldn't feed himself, couldn't anything, like vegetable. Okay, so situation. I grew up pretty quickly as a 2-year-old, having a brother that had all those needs, high needs. So anyway, my brother was in this amazing place called Greystanes, which I think is still running. And the care there was amazing, like what they would do with those disabled children. They'd go to school, they'd have all these interactions and stuff like that. But there were also these other institutions at the time that would have the students or the kids like in wheelchairs just stuck next to a blank wall all day, like really bad hygiene, like awful conditions. And there was this knee-jerk blanket thing that happened in the Parliament, New South Wales. My parents obviously talked to me about it, but we're just trying to explain what might be happening, that they were going to be closing absolutely every disability institution in New South Wales. Now, my brother was in a really good one. Like, the care was phenomenal. But I know that there were places that did have a bad sort of care, like terrible care for these children. But what they were going to do, the New South Wales government were going to give all the families money to be able to repurpose their home. We lived on a farm up in, northern New South Wales. It was a working farm. We had sheep, cattle, crops, all that stuff up there. And there's no way that we could handle having to have a child or a person who's high needs, like crazy high needs, in a modified house with me as well. Anyway, so my parents talking to me about this, and I'm like, I want to do something. I'm only an 8-year-old or 9, 10-year-old, whatever I am. So they said, oh, well, you can always write a letter to your local member or the member with disability. I'm like, okay. So I did. And my letter got read out in Parliament.
Serious?
Yep. And it got changed. Like I still had the letter, but my letter was something like, I live on a farm, my brother's disabled, he's in a really great place. There are places that aren't very good, but you really need to consider that we are little families with livelihoods, and you're going to be giving us money to modify our house, but it's not going to decrease the care that my brother or whoever's going to get. Like, it's probably going to make it, worse, because we can't, it's too hard. We're not professionals in this role. Anyway, whatever I said as a 10-year-old, 8-year-old, whatever, got it changed. Like, so some families who needed support and had those great facilities still had them, and they definitely looked at it and went, okay, well, these ones need to be changed, so we'll close these ones. And so my brother didn't get to come home, which was really good for him because he needed the care. But no one would probably guess that, your voice really matters, even as a kid. Like, if you have something that needs changing, say something, because it might be a changing point for someone else.
Sam, my goodness. So you're 8 or 10 years old. You've written a letter. It's gone to Parliament. It's been read out. The law's changed. Yeah,
whatever it is, Miss Faye Lopo, that's who she was.
And not just for your brother, but for all these other people needing that care too.
Yeah.
Well done.
I know. Yeah, I think I got a letter back from him. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. And then, my parents went, oh, yeah, that got changed because that. I'm like, oh, good, that's good. I didn't really, at the time, I wasn't really, just wanted to do something. So my brother had the best care still.
So if I've got a problem, I can come to you. You'll write that letter, get it changed.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, well done.
The voice of kids, it's powerful.
Absolutely. Have you ever talked to sheep when no one's around?
No, but I talked to my dog.
Yeah?
Yes.
We all do that, don't we?
Yeah.
What's a lesson from a child that stayed with you?
I don't know, Darren. I don't know. I've taught so many kids from across the whole of this country, deep into WA, up through the Northern Territory. I think it's just being kind and being patient and being able to see someone for who they are and not who you want them to be for you as a teacher, but also as a parent or a friend. I guess that's the main lesson they've taught me, just to see them for who they are, because they're all so different, all those Aboriginal kids or, kids on School of the Air on stations, even across New South Wales, through Petaurus. But you just got to take the time and listen and see them at their level. It's really important.
Thank you. What's your favourite time of the day on the property?
My favourite time of day is definitely sunset time. Yeah. Or even sunrise, that point. So there's an amazing phenomenon actually that happens on the hay plains in the morning. So it's just as the sun's rising, and it's going to be a really clear, beautiful day. It might be a bit cool as well. And it's what they call the refracture. So it looks like the land is actually doming up. And from where Walgrave Station is, you can see things from a long way away that you can't normally, really close. So the cotton gin, you can see trucks on the road, on the Cobb Highway, which is probably as a crow flies 15 k's away, and you can see all this stuff. So sunrise is pretty cool. When you're traveling on the hay plains in that time of the morning, say sun's just come up. Yeah.
Stunning. City coffee or thermos tea in the back paddock?
Oh, definitely thermos in the back paddock, or even in the oven in the back of the camper. Pies and pizza taste always much better on a dirt road out the back.
Yeah, exactly. Favourite tool?
Paintbrush.
Yeah, really? Tell me about that.
Well, paintbrush or any kind of art, anything really. So I dream of being an artist one day. I've always been an artist, you know what I mean? Ever since I could pick up a pencil, I would draw. But my favourite tool is those things in my art studio. So, yeah.
I didn't know. You're a surprise packet.
Yeah, I do realism, and I also do with pencil. So I've actually drawn pictures of bitterns and plains wanderers and things like that for exhibitions, just local ones. And then, I'm kind of delving into the oil pastel world. It's so much fun.
Look out for Sam Davies.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, one last question.
Yes.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Well, I love hay, but I also love Broome. Like, the colour up there is amazing as an artist. There's the Broome Bird Observatory for my twitcher within me. So yeah, it's got to be Broome.
Well, Sam, you're an incredible person. You're very clever. You're very kind, and I've seen that again today, with a beautiful personality. It sounds like you're living a great life and giving so much to others, and I thank you so much for that, and I thank you for this chat.
Yeah, you're welcome, Darren. It's been fun.
That's part B with Sam Davies, a teacher with heart, purpose, and a passion that truly changes lives. Thanks for listening, and here's to the people shaping the future, one student at a time.